Farmers across the tropics grow cassava, but few farmers buy cuttings. This is understandable. When you can find cassava stems for free to use as planting material, why bother buying? But by reusing planting material from the farm, diseases can be carried over from one year to the next and from one farm to another. Also, when farmers get stems from neighbors or if they buy stems in the market, they may not know what diseases the planting material has. The most common diseases spread through planting material are cassava brown streak disease and cassava mosaic virus. If healthy planting material is not used, yields gradually decrease.
With old varieties, we began to see changes on the third year. At harvest, we found the roots had swellings, pores and stripes. After that, the cassava roots started to rot. We were asking ourselves, what is the problem? We realized we did not use good planting material.
In this video, we will learn about the importance of quality planting material and how to properly handle planting material. But let us first hear from farmers in Tanzania about what they look for in quality planting material.
We women from Muhanga village use cassava that is good for processing so that the food we produce and consume is of very good quality. We use cassava to make different things, such as flour for ugali, cassava bread, buns and cakes. So it must be very good quality cassava. If the planting material is from an improved variety, you will harvest more and have a better income.
Unlike other crops, you cannot buy cassava planting material in a shop because cassava cuttings cannot be stored for long. To make quality cassava planting material available, some farmers have been trained to become planting material producers.
I ask my fellow farmers to buy planting materials from me, since they are from research and are of good quality and free from diseases. If farmers use their own planting materials or planting materials from elsewhere, this may spread diseases and not give a good yield. I decided to become a producer of good quality planting material because there are many challenges in the production of cassava. Local varieties are susceptible to cassava brown streak disease and cassava mosaic virus. I therefore decided to take the opportunity and produce quality cassava planting material.
To produce quality cassava planting material, we need to select a suitable site and prepare the land early. Ensure good soil fertility. Decide what varieties to grow and properly handle the planting material. Let's look at these one by one. Select an area where there is very little or no cassava disease because diseases can survive in the stems that remain in the field. Few countries have certified cassava planting material, but some countries are starting to produce what is called quality declared planting material. Producers of quality declared planting material have successfully completed a training course. They grow quality declared planting material from certified planting material. A government official inspects their fields to make sure that the plants are good and healthy. Cassava can grow in poor soil. but it yields best in fertile soils on flat or gently sloping land. The best soils for growing cassava are deep, loamy soils. Such soils are rich in nutrients, low in gravel, hold water well, and are easy to work. Plow your field early so you can plant with the first rains. Early planting allows cassava to establish well to withstand drought. Here in the coastal area of Tanzania, the rainy season is so short that farmers plow their land before the first rains. But generally, plowing after the first rain is easier.
Nikishang'oa mvisiki, yale majani nakuwa sichomi.
I do not burn the leaves. When I till by hoe or tractor, I incorporate the leaves in the soil to make fertilizer. Once the rains start, I plant. The cassava will be strong because it grows in a very fertile soil.
Now that your field is ready, obtain good, healthy planting materials from a research institute or an accredited supplier. Use an improved variety that is resistant to diseases.
Sisi tunaozalisha mbegu za muhogo tunazalisha mbegu ambazo ni bora, na mbegu hizi
we produce good quality cassava planting materials that is resistant to diseases like cassava mosaic virus and cassava brown streak disease. The planting materials we produce are also known for high starch content, and they are drought tolerant. It is therefore advisable you get your planting materials from sellers. We have been inspected and certified by the government institution.
Wanaokaguliwa na taasisi ya serikali inayoitwa TOSCI.
To produce a good crop, use cuttings from mature stems that are 9 to 12 months old. Cuttings from older woody plants will sprout slowly and root poorly. Never use stems from fields that have diseased plants with yellow marks on the leaves. And never plant stems that have brown streaks because they are also diseased.
We first look at the quality of the leaves, then at the stem itself, because when the leaves and the stems look healthy, there is a good chance you have healthy planting material.
Some farmers prefer buying stem cuttings of 20 to 30 centimeters as these are easier to transport. But make sure to plant them within 2 days, or else they will sprout less and give less vigorous plants. If you want to buy planting material before the rains have started, better buy complete stems instead of cuttings. Producers of quality declared planting material cut mature stems at a height of 15 to 25 centimeters above the ground using a sharp knife or panga. Labels are attached to each bundle to indicate that officials have inspected the planting material. Avoid packing and transporting planting material under the hot sunshine. Handle the planting material with care when loading, transporting and unloading to avoid bruising it. Whole stems can be stored longer than cuttings, which are just pieces of stem. But even whole stems should not be kept for more than 10 days because they dehydrate easily. They should be as fresh as possible. Keep the bundles upright under the shade in an airy place. The buds should face upwards. Loosen the soil a bit and insert the stems into the soil. Water the stems every few days so they do not dry out. At the time of planting, remove a few centimeters on both ends of the stems and cut the remainder into sticks of 20 to 30 centimeters long. Each cutting should have at least 5 nodes. Make sure you do not damage the nodes.
We take the middle parts of the stems because they still have sap. When the cuttings do not have sap, they will not sprout.
When you plant the cuttings vertically or at an angle, make sure that the nodes face upward and that each cutting is inserted at least halfway in the soil. In drought-prone areas, better use slightly longer cuttings and plant deeper so that the cuttings will not dry out.
If you only insert the first and the second nodes in the ground, the cutting is not deep enough inserted, so with prolonged drought, it will dry.
For a maximum production of roots and planting material, plant at 1 meter by 1 meter. Varieties that grow upright without branching can be grown at slightly shorter distance within rows. So, what have we learned? Cassava planting materials from open markets may contain diseases, such as cassava brown streak disease and cassava mosaic virus. If your cassava suffers from diseases, better buy quality declared planting materials from local producers. Do not use stems from your old field. Quality planting material is best produced on fertile soil. Prepare your field early. Plant with the first rains so your crop is less vulnerable to drought. Plant the cassava sticks as fresh as possible once harvested. You can keep cassava stems for 10 days, but cuttings should be planted within 2 days.
Mimi nawashauri wakulima wenzangu waliopo ndani ya Muhaga hii Tanzania.
I advise my fellow farmers in Tanzania and Africa to look for planting material that will give good quality cassava. I am saying this because when you plant planting material that is not good, you will get very poor yields.
Ukatoa mazao ambayo yakawa sio mazuri shamba.
Nitakachokifanya kwamba cha kwanza ni kujitangaza. Kwamba kujitangaza utawajulisha wananchi kwamba sasa hivi
I advertise myself through television, radio, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook to tell people that there is good cassava planting material available from my farm.
Instagram, Facebook, kwamba kuna mbegu bora za mhogo tofauti na nini?
Remember, only by using quality cassava planting material will you get a good crop.